All right, let's talk about the handball, the national under-20 and under-15 handball championship taking place in Sokoto. We have some, our states and also some clubs are doing everything possible to ensure that they win it. It's been a success so far, just knowing that the host state, Sokoto, have been beating almost everybody.
Match day 4. Match day 4 indeed. Let's start with the under-15 girls category, where Sokoto had to dig deep to defeat the opponents 8-7, while Najet comfortably beat Nisha 17-8. So it's confirmation of the results for you there from the National Under-12 and 15 Handball Championship in Sokoto. Abia came tops in the Oriental Derby as they defeated, annihilated the neighbor Imo 34-8. That was a no contest, very, very one-sided indeed, while Sokoto did very well as well. Defeating Mines Cope 18-10 in their own matchup. So a good win there for the host state. The game between Kebbi and Suleja Shooters was walked over with Suleja giving the win 10-0 as Kebbi had less players required to play the game. I don't know, they didn't know they were going to play. Like, what happened to the players?
Yeah.
How would you take less players for a competition? Did anyone fall sick, or what could have happened in that one?
Maybe they didn't have enough players for it. Handball is not as popular as football for some states. That's what it is. All
right, in the under 15 boys category, Sokoto delighted their fans once again with an emphatic 34-16 victory over Najet, while Imo absolutely thrashed. We're actually thrashed at 33-12. Yeah, very interesting. Adamawa. In the under 12 category, Zamfara also lost 13-7. Okay.
Yeah, you look at some of the results and you'll be wondering how. I mean, they came into this championship. It's not all about just winning. I think it's all about development and all that. That's what we're expecting some states to actually have the required numbers of players to be able to play the games. You can have as much as 20 players, so you have injuries and all that. Others can also step into
exactly.
that. Much walkovers that they're having.
You have to prepare for these things.
Absolutely. Well, let's listen to the organizers. I mean, how successful it's been, and they hope that this can actually continue. It's the very first time they're having a tournament like this.
We are still ensuring to make that we improve on the level of organization in terms of security, conduct by the technical officials, and even the coaches. Because anything that happens, particularly in team sport, is from the coaches. So your action at the bench determines the actions of the crowd. So this is why we have been tomorrow we are going to have just 2-hour seminar for these coaches with a view to ensuring that at least they know more about what are those things that can guide them to having a kind of successful outing anytime they go out for any championship.
And so far we are satisfied with the way things are going. This is the first time we are hosting a tournament like this. We must have some challenges, but we are taking all the necessary action to remedy it. So we don't have problem. I'm okay, and we are satisfied on the part of the government. And we are very grateful to the HFN for doing what they're supposed to do. They are professional in handling this thing. They are giving their best under the able leadership of the secretary and other board members.
Status quo remains as it pertains to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. So over about 1,000 people have been infected, in Japan, and I mean, you can understand the fears, you can understand the worries of even, Japanese people as regards hosting this particular event. About the organizers, the IOC, all the very important stakeholders, in quotes, insist that it's going to go ahead. The Olympics have only been cancelled twice.
Yeah.
That was because of what?
World War.
World War.
And this is no war. That's just a pandemic.
It is not as serious as a war, right?
Yeah.
But it's still a very delicate situation, and these guys are working around the clock to ensure that the games go ahead, and and everyone is safe, because that's very important. The athletes and the fans, everyone, they have to come to the games to enjoy. You don't want to come to games and you're worried you might pick up something that could perhaps end your life and stuff like that. So that's why a lot of people are worried, which is understandable.
Yeah, absolutely, because they already said that athletes, I mean, it's paramount. Whatever is going to happen, they are going to take the athletes into consideration, and also the fans that will be traveling across the world to come support their country for the competition. And that is why you're still having the Japan Olympic Committee also. They said they're committed to, hosting this tournament on schedule. That's what they say, on schedule. Simply means that's still July 24th. Yeah. And before now, we had the Japanese Prime Minister saying it might be postponed. That was where the whole rumor and everything came into being, because they were thinking, according to the contract that was signed and all, as long as it takes place within the year.
You can't do the Olympics without fans, of course. And the athletes themselves as well, too, who could be exposed to this COVID-19. But as it is right now, status quo remains, and the Olympics opening ceremony will be on July the 24th. You're welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. It's time to take a look at the Super Eagles list for the AFCON doubleheader against Sierra Leone in terms of qualifying for the African Cup of Nations in 2021. The list was released yesterday by the Super Eagles technical advisor, Gennaro Rohr, and we have two newbies on that short list. I'm talking about Cyril Dresses. A lot of people have been, talking about him as a top scorer in the Eredivisie, and you also have Kingsley as well too. Perhaps that might have blindsided a few people. We didn't get too much of him, prior to the list coming out. Anyways, let's get to know Cyril Dresses, closely. And let's start with his club. I plays for Heracles, that's in the Dutch Eredivisie. And he's a very, was born December 8th, 1994, 25 years old, 1.85 meters tall. Was born in Leuven, and his position is as a striker, a forward. Citizenship, Belgium and Nigeria. And the one that's gotten a lot of people talking is the starter for 2019-2020, that is this season. 18 goals and 6 assists in all competitions. And you'd say he's there on the spot to play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Absolutely. When I saw the name, before now, everyone has been talking about him and all that. We know that he's in the pole position to actually break into that team. How many goals he scored? 18 goals and 6 assists. That's really huge and remarkable for a player like that. He's 25. He's 25. I'm like, okay. Will I call him a late bloomer or something?
You could say that.
Yeah, okay, I can say that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now this is the next guy.
Yeah, because, he's having arguably the best season of his career, and arguably, at 25, so it's just approaching his prime. And so very interesting to see what he brings out to the Eagles setup. The other lad is Kingsley Ehizibue, who plays for FC Cologne. He's a defender, but primarily a right back. German Bundesliga, like you said, that's where he plays. He was born in 1995, 24 years old. Born in Munich as well. And 189 meters tall, fairly tall. And citizenship, Netherlands and Nigeria, right back position. And he's played 22 games for Cologne this season. So he's a regular. And I don't know if the right back position is a problem. Would you describe it as a problem position for Nigeria?
Not really.
Not really, exactly.
No,
because
really,
you have Shehu Abdullahi, you have Olaino can also play there as well. So there are options there. So I guess the coach is just looking at different options and looking at more quality options for the team. Anyways, let's run through the
full list,
the
players,
full list, yeah.
Okay, we'll start with the goalkeepers. Daniel, of course, he's been fantastic for Kaizer Chiefs so far. Man of the match how many times? 3 or 4 times right now. Ikechukwu, of course, a regular. And you have Maduka Okoye, who was on the last time. He's also invited for this one. That's 3 goalkeepers, a youngster trying to see how he can break into it.
Yeah.
And defenders, you have Kenneth Omeru. Leon Balogun
Leon
is
is
back
back,
in it.
'cause he's playing now.
He needed to leave his Brighton and he went to Wigan. Of course, he's playing now and he's gotten the colour back into the national
that's
team.
just the way it
Chidozia
should be,
Wanziem
yeah.
also of Leganes, and of course Kenneth Omeru Leganes, both of them are here.
William
William Troost
Troost.
Ekong, of course, you can rule him out. He's also here from Italy, Udinese, and Olaino. Okay.
So,
Olaluwa, I know, he's also here. Jamila Collins, of course, also here. Shamir Ajayi is also here. Kinsley, that's the new kid in the block, also here joining these defenders to see if he can stake a claim right here when you have all those other superstars that have had a stay in the national team. He's going to be part of it right now. I think that jersey is going to be very, very competitive. Any little mistake, I mean, you'll be out.
I like healthy competition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's move over to
football.
the midfielders. Those guys who were able to make it into the midfield of
I wonder what Shehu Abdullah is in there.
Yeah.
I wonder what.
Same question, I was going to ask that. Etebo is also there. Etebo had to move to Spain because what was happening in Stoke wasn't really cool anymore. Joseph Aribo, of course, he was always going to make a comeback. His performance when he was invited last time was cool. Ramon Aziz is also, he got a comeback, is also making it into the squad. Wilfred Ndidi, hopefully he will be fit and be ready for Sierra Leone when the game starts.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, because the injury hasn't been looking good for him recently. Ahmed Musa, of course, the captain, is leading.
Ahmed Musa.
You can
question mark on that one. Beside his name is the captain.
He's your captain, so he may not start. But
doesn't have to be on the short list if you're the captain. If you're not on form, if you're not scoring loads of goals.
Are you seriously telling me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gennett Raw, someone is talking to you right here that your captain shouldn't be invited if he's not in top form. Okay. All right. It will be, of course, make this one. And Victor Sime, you can argue about that. Victor Moses Simon. Oh, come on, where's Victor Moses coming from? Moses Simon is also here. Samuel Chiko is making it. Siri Dasses, of course, is going to make it. Kelechi Iheanacho and Samuel Kalu are the players invited for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. 24 players for the game against Sierra Leone. The first leg, of course, is going to take place in Sierra Leone. The second leg is going to be in Asaba, Delta State. And these players are the ones that will be prosecuting that game for Coach Gennett Rowe. Hopefully the coaching and the signing of the contract, extension and everything will be sorted out and we'll be talking about the game. He's fully focused. I love the fact that he's not allowing the distraction to affect the selection of the players.
I mean, as a professional, it's just doing the barest minimum. And look at that attack for the Super Eagles. It's loaded. And it's kind of headache you want to have as a coach because it's powerful options for choices. And Cyril Dessers top scoring in Holland. Then you have Osimhen, who's had a fantastic season, scoring goals like he's going out of fashion. Roy's never played two strikers, so...
he may have to change. He's got the opportunity right now.
Yeah,
he's got the wingers, he's got the strikers.
He's never done it, so...
He needs to use the players.
They don't have to start together, though. Like,
you can't use two strikers, right?
No, you can. But you hardly see coaches do that these days. They like to play with one-point man, supported by two wide forwards, or wingers, if you want to call them that. So perhaps Osimhen should still get the starting berth. Then we might get to see Dessers in the second half, as a substitute. And I'm quite excited about this present crop of Super Eagles players. A lot of those guys are playing really well for their clubs. And
outside your main, Mr. Desmond Scott.
But he says he's the captain. And he
needs to be there. He's the captain. So
I'm not convinced, though.
Yeah, you're not convinced by that. But we'll wait. Delta State capital Sabah, that's where they will resume camp on Monday, March 23rd. Of course, the game is going to be Friday, 27th at the Stephen Kershin Stadium in Asaba. And after that, they'll fly out to Sierra Leone for the second leg. Remember, Super Eagles, maximum 6 points from their first two games. So they're looking comfortable and looking good going into this game. Nothing to worry about, no calculator whatsoever of any kind, because we know Super Eagles of Nigeria will obviously seek a spot in the 33rd edition of the African Nations
Yeah,
Cup
yes, you can
2021.
say that confidently
Yeah,
now. Not forgetting a
can.
few years ago, they were missing
No
back-to-back
back-to-back
AFCONs.
qualification. So after that, I
Yeah.
mean, we can go back to that
No,
stage
yeah,
again.
forward
There's
ever.
consistency now. I mean, you have the coach for a while now. There's nothing like a qualifying and having another coach and all that. That's what we're praying, hoping that this will just continue. You don't have to be changing coaches. We have the players already, so all you have to do is that consistency. When the coaching crew, there's consistency in them, and also the players also they're playing well in their clubs and all that, and we can always move forward.
All right then. So they
regard.
might as well go ahead and secure qualification over this next 2 games.
Yeah, that's it.
Maximum points, and they'll
Then you
be
can start looking
home and dry, and yeah, perhaps test other players.
all the players. Yes.
Of course, I was listening to the radio on my way to work today, and there are a few people wouldn't like the fact that there are no home-based players on this list once again, apart from Ehizibue and but that's another topic, another day to discuss.
You look at these names that are out, and you ask yourself which of the players from home can actually, get into that particular squad.
Okay, okay, good question. What about the goalkeeper? This kept 10 clean sheets.
We'll throw it out. We'll throw it out.
Sheets,
yeah,
Plateau United.
Daniel Akpe, it's been wonderful in South Africa.
But what about the others?
I'm not so sure, but.
Okay. What about Ehizibue?
You know what? I'm not getting it wrong. So he knows the reason why he's picking those players, and that's why he's sticking with them. We need to go on a break now. We'll come back. We'll talk about the Flamingos. I mean, they're off to Guinea for that game, qualifiers for the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup.